Nature doesn't believe in mercy. It's a brutal, relentless battlefield where only the toughest survive, and for some creatures, even death refuses to claim them. These aren't just survivors. They're living, breathing testaments to nature's refusal to back down. They shake off wounds that should be fatal, endure conditions that would kill anything else, and in some cases, seem completely unkillable. Some can be frozen solid for months, only to thaw out and walk away like nothing happened. Others can shrug off radiation, starvation, or even decapitation, turning the very concept of mortality into a joke. Their bodies are built like armor, their biology defies logic, and their survival instincts make them nearly unstoppable. And the most unsettling part? Some of these death-proof creatures aren't hiding in the depths of the jungle or the bottom of the ocean. They're right here, living among us, waiting for their next challenge, one they'll almost certainly survive. The first creature on our list is the tardigrade, a microscopic beast that defies the very laws of biology. You wouldn't think much of this little water dweller at first glance. It's smaller than a grain of salt and looks like a tiny, chubby caterpillar with 8 stubby legs and claw-like appendages. But don't let its size fool you. The tardigrade is one of the most indestructible life forms ever discovered, capable of surviving extreme conditions that would kill almost anything else on Earth. Tardigrades are found all over the world, from deep-sea hydrothermal vents to the frozen tundras of Antarctica. They've been boiled in temperatures hotter than 300 degrees Fahrenheit, frozen to absolute zero, blasted with radiation, and even sent into outer space without protection, only to come back to life like nothing ever happened. Scientists once exposed them to cosmic radiation levels that would fry a human instantly, yet they survived, proving they can withstand conditions far beyond our own planet. Their secret lies in a survival mechanism called cryptobiosis. When faced with extreme conditions, whether it's dehydration, freezing, or a lack of oxygen, they enter a near-death state, curling up into a tiny ball and slowing their metabolism to almost zero. In this form, they can survive for decades without food or water, waiting for the perfect moment to reawaken. When conditions improve, they simply rehydrate and continue as if nothing happened. Some have even been revived after being frozen solid for 30 years. Tardigrades primarily feed on algae and microscopic organisms, using their sharp mouthparts to pierce cells and suck out nutrients. But when food is scarce, they've been known to turn cannibalistic, devouring other tardigrades to survive. This level of adaptability ensures that no matter how harsh their environment becomes, they always find a way to endure. The only way to truly kill a tardigrade is to destroy it at the molecular level. Crushing, burning, or completely incinerating it would work. But short of that, these microscopic titans are nearly unstoppable. They've survived every mass extinction event in Earth's history and will likely be around long after humans are gone. Then there's the immortal jellyfish, a creature that has turned survival into something straight out of science fiction. Unlike most animals that grow old and die, this jellyfish has found a way to reset its own life. Whenever it faces stress, injury, or starvation, it doesn't just heal, it transforms back into its younger self. Imagine a human shrinking back into a baby every time they got sick, then growing up all over again. That's exactly what Turritopsis dohrnii does. This tiny jellyfish, no bigger than a fingernail, has baffled scientists with its ability to escape death. Instead of aging like other creatures, it reverses its biological clock through a process called transdifferentiation. It can reprogram its adult cells into juvenile cells, allowing it to start life over again indefinitely. In theory, if nothing eats or fatally injures it, this jellyfish could live forever. While Turritopsis dohrnii is not invincible, it can still be consumed by predators or succumb to disease. It has completely bypassed the natural process of aging. Scientists are fascinated by its ability and are studying it in hopes of unlocking secrets that could lead to breakthroughs in regenerative medicine and anti-aging research. This remarkable jellyfish is found in oceans across the world, from warm tropical waters to cooler regions, proving its adaptability. Despite its delicate nature, it has mastered the ultimate survival trick, cheating death itself. While humans struggle to extend life, this tiny creature has quietly been perfecting immortality for millions of years, proving that sometimes nature holds the answers we've been searching for. The wood frog is an animal that defies death every winter by allowing itself to freeze solid. Its heart stops beating, its lungs stop breathing, and its blood thickens into slush. By all logic, it should be dead. But when spring arrives, it thaws out. Its heart starts beating again, and within hours, it's hopping around as if nothing happened. This incredible ability is possible thanks to a natural antifreeze system. When temperatures drop, the wood frog floods its body with glucose, preventing ice from forming inside its vital organs. Instead of freezing completely, ice forms only in the spaces between its cells, keeping its tissues intact. Despite appearing frozen solid, the frog's most critical structures remain preserved until the weather warms up. Native to Canada, Alaska, and the northeastern United States, wood frogs endure brutal winters, while other amphibians burrow underground or hibernate in water. Some have survived temperatures as low as -80 degrees Fahrenheit. Unlike most animals, they don't need to migrate or find shelter. They simply freeze, trusting that when the ice melts, they'll wake up. The thawing process is just as astonishing. As temperatures rise, the ice melts, and the frog's heart, which has been still for months, starts beating again. Blood circulates, bringing oxygen to its organs, and within minutes, it's fully alive with no lasting damage. Scientists are studying the wood frog's ability to survive freezing in hopes of applying it to medicine, particularly organ preservation. If human cells could be protected like the frogs, freezing organs for transplants, or even cryogenically freezing humans could become a reality. Despite its resilience, the wood frog isn't invincible. If it stays frozen too long, its cells will degrade. It also requires a slow, controlled thawing process. If damaged while frozen, it may not recover. But in terms of surviving the cold, no other amphibian comes close. This small frog has mastered winter survival, embracing death every year only to rise again with the spring thaw. The wolverine is one of the toughest mammals on the planet, an animal so ferocious that even much larger predators think twice before messing with it. Despite its small size, usually weighing between 20 and 40 pounds, this muscular, stocky predator has earned a reputation for being absolutely fearless. It belongs to the weasel family, but don't let that fool you. Wolverines are built for power, with strong limbs, razor-sharp claws, and a bite force that can snap through bone. Wolverines don't just survive in harsh environments, they thrive in them. Found in the remote tundras, forests, and mountain ranges of North America, Europe, and Siberia, these animals are perfectly adapted to extreme cold. Their thick, frost-resistant fur keeps them warm in sub-zero temperatures, and their massive paws act like snowshoes, allowing them to move effortlessly over deep snow while heavier predators like wolves and bears sink in. This gives the wolverine a unique advantage, allowing it to steal kills or escape dangerous encounters with ease. But what makes the wolverine truly terrifying is its sheer aggression. This animal doesn't just hunt, it dominates. It's been known to take down prey several times its own size, including deer and even moose, by relentlessly attacking until its victim collapses from exhaustion. With powerful jaws designed to crush bone, it can tear through frozen carcasses like they're made of butter, giving it access to food that other scavengers can't reach. It's also a notorious thief, fearlessly stealing kills from wolves and even chasing off grizzly bears to claim their meals. Wolverines are known for their astonishing endurance. They can cover up to 15 miles a day in search of food, using their keen sense of smell to detect carcasses buried deep under snow. They are relentless hunters and scavengers, willing to eat anything to survive, from rodents and birds to the remains of animals killed by avalanches. This resourcefulness makes them nearly impossible to starve out, as they'll always find a way to get a meal. When it comes to fighting, wolverines are almost unmatched. They've been seen taking on predators many times their size, standing their ground against wolves, mountain lions, and even humans. They don't flee from danger. Instead, they charge straight at it, hissing and baring their teeth. Their thick, loose skin makes them incredibly difficult to grab onto, allowing them to twist and fight back even when caught. Many hunters have reported that a wounded wolverine will keep fighting even after being shot. The only way to truly kill one is with a direct, fatal shot. Otherwise, it will keep coming. Wolverines are living proof that size doesn't determine toughness. They are nature's ultimate underdogs, small but nearly impossible to kill, surviving in the harshest conditions and taking on enemies far bigger than themselves. Whether they're ripping through frozen meat, fighting off wolves, or chasing down prey in the deep snow, one thing is clear: wolverines never back down. The honey badger is one of the most fearless and nearly indestructible creatures on the planet. Covered in thick, rubbery skin that is tough enough to withstand bites, stings, and even machete blows, this animal is built like a living tank. Even if a predator manages to sink its teeth into a honey badger, its loose skin allows it to twist around and fight back, often turning the tables on much larger attackers. This incredible defense mechanism makes it nearly impossible to subdue, even for powerful predators like lions and leopards. One of the honey badger's most astonishing traits is its resistance to venom. It regularly hunts and eats some of the deadliest snakes in the world, including cobras and puff adders. If bitten, it may briefly lose consciousness, but after a few hours, it shakes it off and continues as if nothing happened. Scientists believe this immunity is due to specialized proteins in its body that neutralize the effects of venom, making the honey badger one of the few animals that can treat lethal snake bites like a minor inconvenience. But venom resistance is just one part of what makes honey badgers so tough. They are intelligent, aggressive, and incredibly determined. They've been seen taking on animals far larger than themselves, including lions, by relentlessly attacking until their opponent gives up. Even hyenas, known for their brutal efficiency, often think twice before messing with a honey badger. They are also expert escape artists, capable of solving puzzles, opening locks, and digging through solid concrete if necessary. In some areas, they've been known to break into human homes to steal food, showing just how cunning and persistent they can be. If that wasn't enough, honey badgers are also known for raiding beehives, enduring thousands of stings from furious bees just to reach the sweet honey inside. Their skin is so thick that most stingers can't penetrate it, allowing them to feast undisturbed while other animals wouldn't dare get close. The only way to truly kill a honey badger is with extreme force, but even then, it might not go down easily. This creature embodies pure survival instinct, taking on anything that threatens it and never backing down. Whether fighting off lions, shaking off deadly venom, or raiding beehives with no fear, the honey badger has earned its reputation as one of the toughest animals in the wild. Bison are the definition of living tanks, built for endurance, strength, and sheer resilience. These massive, muscular beasts can weigh over 2,000 pounds and stand up to 6 feet tall at the shoulder, making them one of the largest land animals in North America. Their bodies are covered in thick, shaggy fur that protects them from brutal winters, allowing them to survive in freezing temperatures that would kill most other mammals. Even with little food and harsh conditions, bison keep moving, using their powerful necks and massive heads to plow through deep snow in search of grass beneath the ice. One of the most terrifying things about bison is their incredible toughness. Their hides are so thick and durable that bullets sometimes fail to penetrate them, especially in areas where their fur and muscle are densest. Early hunters discovered this the hard way, often shooting bison multiple times, only for the animal to keep charging forward as if nothing had happened. Their skulls are so dense that they can withstand enormous impacts. A single headbutt from a charging bison can shatter a car windshield or break bones on impact. Despite their bulk, they are surprisingly fast, capable of reaching speeds of 35 miles per hour, making them deadly in a charge. But brute strength isn't the only thing that makes bison nearly impossible to kill. These animals are incredibly resilient, capable of recovering from severe wounds that would cripple most other creatures. Their thick muscles act like natural armor, absorbing damage and allowing them to keep moving even after suffering injuries. Bison fights, whether against predators or rival bulls, can be brutal, involving full-force collisions that should, by all logic, cause serious damage. But these animals just shake it off and keep battling. Throughout history, bison have survived relentless hunting, harsh environments, and even near extinction. Despite being targeted for centuries, they have persisted, proving that they are some of the toughest creatures in the wild. The only way to truly take down a bison is with a perfectly placed shot to the brain or heart. Otherwise, it will keep moving forward, unstoppable. Whether enduring brutal winters, charging through obstacles, or shaking off bullets, Bison are living proof that raw power and resilience can make an animal nearly indestructible. Then we have the cockroach, the ultimate survivor, nature's most persistent and indestructible insect. These creatures have been around for over 300 million years, outliving the dinosaurs and enduring multiple mass extinctions. No matter how hostile the environment, cockroaches always find a way to survive. They can withstand extreme heat and cold, thrive in toxic waste, and adapt to nearly any habitat on Earth, from rainforests to human cities. One of the cockroach's most astonishing abilities is its resistance to radiation. While a human would die from exposure to 500 rads of radiation, cockroaches can survive doses over 10 times higher. This has led to the popular myth that they could survive a nuclear apocalypse, and while they wouldn't be completely immune, they'd have a much better chance than most animals. But radiation resistance is just one of their many survival traits. Cockroaches can live for weeks without their heads. Since they breathe through tiny openings in their bodies rather than their mouths, they don't suffocate when decapitated. The only reason they eventually die is because they can no longer drink water. Cockroaches are also incredibly resilient to starvation. They can go without food for a month, slowing their metabolism and surviving on whatever tiny scraps they can find. Even water isn't an immediate necessity. Cockroaches can live for a week without it, making them one of the toughest creatures to eliminate. Their physical flexibility makes them even harder to kill. Cockroaches can squeeze through cracks as small as a quarter of their body size, flattening themselves to slip through the tiniest gaps. If trapped, they can hold their breath for 40 minutes and even survive underwater for half an hour. The only guaranteed way to kill a cockroach is to crush it completely or starve it out, but even then, eliminating one won't stop the problem. Cockroaches reproduce at an alarming rate, with a single female capable of producing hundreds of offspring in her lifetime. By the time you've killed one, dozens more may already be hiding nearby, ready to take its place. Whether surviving radiation, decapitation, or starvation, cockroaches are one of nature's most unstoppable survivors. And finally, the alligator, a prehistoric survivor that has remained virtually unchanged for millions of years. These armored reptiles are built for survival, with thick, scaly hides that act like natural body armor. Their skin is so tough that bullets sometimes bounce off, and even knives and machetes struggle to penetrate it. This near invulnerability has allowed alligators to thrive in some of the harshest environments, from swamps to slow-moving rivers, where they dominate the food chain with sheer brute force. One of their greatest strengths is their ability to go without food for months. Their slow metabolism allows them to store energy efficiently, meaning they can endure long periods without a meal. This makes them incredibly resilient, as they can wait out unfavorable conditions and ambush prey when the time is right. When they do strike, they do so with one of the most powerful bite forces in the animal kingdom, over 2,000 pounds per square inch. Their massive jaws can crush bones with ease, making escape nearly impossible for anything caught between their teeth. Alligators are also masters of endurance. They can hold their breath underwater for over an hour, allowing them to silently stalk prey or evade threats without being detected. When temperatures drop, they enter a hibernation-like state called brumation, slowing their bodily functions to conserve energy. Even when frozen in ice, alligators can survive by keeping their snouts above the surface, waiting for the cold to pass. Perhaps the most terrifying aspect of an alligator's toughness is its ability to survive massive injuries. There have been reports of alligators found alive with missing limbs, bullet wounds, and severe trauma that would kill most other animals. Their bodies have an incredible ability to heal, allowing them to recover from gruesome wounds without medical intervention. Even after suffering fatal injuries, alligators have been known to keep fighting, sometimes for hours, before finally succumbing. The only reliable way to kill an alligator is a perfectly placed shot to the brain or a severe injury to vital organs. But even then, there are cases of alligators continuing to thrash and fight after sustaining mortal wounds. These creatures are the definition of resilience, prehistoric warriors that have survived mass extinctions, environmental changes, and human interference, proving time and time again that they are among nature's most unstoppable survivors. From microscopic creatures that survive in space to massive beasts that brush off bullets, these animals have defied the very concept of death. Whether it's through regeneration, extreme durability, or sheer willpower, They prove that nature's toughest creatures don't just survive, they thrive. So which of these unstoppable animals impressed you the most? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, stay wild and stay untamed.